you are only preempting for Honorable Obi Aguocha to keep a deaf ear to all my agitation and do badly and move. So that
now, do you think that there is a foul play somewhere, or do you think that your honorable member is negligent or lacks the capacity to do the job?
He doesn't lack the capacity to do the job. What I'm seeing is people building the capacity to deceive ignorant constituents. So that 2027 people will capitalize on that. He has opportunities to change. It was through my agitation he started doing a town hall meeting. At least, who tell me a politician that goes on a thank you visit by this time of the year?
Is there anything that Honorable Obi Aguocha have done that you give him thumbs up? Is there anything he has done that you give him thumbs up?
I'm thinking.
You are in close associate to the Umuahia North Local Government Chairman, who obviously there are rumors that he wants to contest for the elected position of that particular council. And that because he is not in support of him, that is why you are fighting against him. Can you, good morning or good evening, despite where you are watching me from, all you need to do is to stay focused on this program. My name is Emenike Rebu, the anchor of this program, Focal Point. Focal Point is where we discuss trending issues around us in Abia State and in Nigeria generally. Today, we are in Abia. We are focusing on Abia. We are looking at an issue which has been trending over time. We have in the studio today a guest who has been a champion of this particular issue we want to discuss. I have with me today Honorable Uluocha Chimex, the chairman of YPP in Abia State and the chairman of IPAC Abia State. Chair, welcome.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So just like I said earlier on, here we discuss trending issues. For the past few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks or thereabout, by a month, the issue of accountability in the Ikwuano Federal Constituency has been on the top mark. It's been discussed on radio, discussed online, discussed even in different WhatsApp groups. People have been questioning the key champion of this movement. Is it personal? Is it not personal? What are the issues? So today our job here is to look at in-depth, dissect this issue step by step, and bring to you the facts that you need to know. Thank you, Chairman, for coming around.
Thank you.
It's unusual in this outline. We have not really seen your kind of agitation. So people are asking different questions. So first, before I forward, I want to ask you one question. Do you have any personal issue with Honorable Obi Aguocha? Is there something, expectations, which you were expecting from him, and it's not forthcoming within this period of time, and you intend to go with this your onslaught? What exactly, let's look at it first, any personal interest?
No. You know, when people can't comprehend what you are bringing to the table different from what they have already seen in the time past, they try to give their own explanation to it. And you know, you've known me for some time. If there has been any scandalous narrative about me on exploitation, or obtaining things on false pretense, cyber bullying or anything, maybe I don't think you take me serious. I joined active politics in 2014, and with my pragmatism on issues, I think I have been able to walk myself up the ladder. Let me tell you something, just like you said, people have not seen this type of agitation before, but change is the only constant thing. And we cannot be political illiterates. Today, nobody ever believed that people will start considering microfinance banks to commercial banks. I'll give you an instance. Today, even all the people in this room are using their money points who pay more than any commercial bank account they have. And today, bankers in commercial banks are seeking employment more in microfinance banks. Nobody would ever believe that a day like this will come where people will choose microfinance banks over commercial banks. So this is what is going on. Nobody will believe that a day will come where people like me, the younger generation who are active in politics, will start asking these questions. You know, these individuals have bamboozled the whole system that they are no longer seen as public servants. They are seen as public masters. You can as well disrespect a woman sitting behind her desk in any ministry and threaten to make her lose her job because of the way or unpleasant way you felt that she attended to you. But you will be all eulogizing a political office holder because you feel he can give you one stipend or the other. So what we are saying is, first, are my agitations personal? No. Are my agitations factual? Yes. There is nothing I've published or I've said about him that I have not put the record straight with facts and figures on the documents he provided himself. But what he has failed to do is to come and defend these things. We know how politicians behave. Yeah, like me. You know, whenever they have things going their way, they tend to publicize it, tend to make a mountain out of an anthill. But when it's not going their way, the silence becomes their answer. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Very well.
So now, what are my agitations? What are the projects inserted in the 2024 budget for Ikwuano Umuahia? First was, where were the rice palliatives released by the federal government for the people of Ikwuano Umuahia? If you have not received this thing, you have an office, you are expected to do a press release. Gentlemen and Umuahia, Ikwuano Umuahia, I have this, I have that. We are expecting this, we are expecting that. But after my weeks of agitation that I was forced to write to the National Assembly, and their response came violating the Freedom of Information Act that said mandated them to give a response in 7 days. They took 20 days to respond. And in my letter of inquiry, I asked, what are the ongoing, concluded projects of Ikwuano Umuahia? Because you and I don't even know. What are the palliatives released or scheduled for Ikwuano Umuahia? The National Assembly practically threw the letter back to us after 20 days of wasting our time. And they could not even tell us the projects that are all going on, where they are. How can the National Assembly not even have an archive of the projects that is inserted in their own budget? So you understand? Now, not just that, they went for the one who asked what is our constituency allowance? They told us that the constituency allowance is an entitlement of the office of the public of the federal house member. What is the office representing? The people of Ikwuano Umuahia. Don't they have a right to know how much is this constituency allowance? And meanwhile, there is an industrial court judgment in 2022 that said it categorically that the constituency allowance is not an emolument of the public office holder, but for the constituents. And I ask, what have you done with the constituency allowance for Umuahia, my ward? Since 14 months you've been receiving this money. It's the same question still goes to Sam Onigbo. What did you do with the constituency allowance you received for 8 years? 12 months times 8 is 96 months. I want him to come and show me my word what he used these constituency allowances to do. Not to talk of project. This is only in this climb that a house member will insert a project on behalf of the constituents. There was never a town hall meeting. We don't even know. Let me shock you. I deciphered this National Assembly budget. I brought out the 16 projects for Ikwuano, Umuahia. The question now is, what stages are these projects? The National Assembly is saying that the projects have not been funded for 2024. There is no problem. Unless Ikwuano just built a 5-classroom block and commissioned. Let me shock you. Is in the budget, in the 2024 budget of the National Assembly insertion. Unless Ikwuano just received the supply of over 10 transformers. It is in the budget 2024. Mona Chimalozie just started solar installations and lighting up of Akano community. Is in the 2024 budget. Amobioga just started reconstruction and rehabilitation in the General Hospital in Mbalano. Go and check the budget. These things are there. With other things, all other federal house members are doing. And our own is telling us that the budget have not been funded. No problem. When will they be funded? Who are the contractors of these projects? Now, you have in the budget, there was 100 million naira scheduled for supply of farm seedlings to Ikwuano, 100 million. Supply of farm seedlings to Umuahia North, 100 million. Supply of farm seedlings to Umuahia South, 100 million. It's 300 million naira. Who is the contractor responsible for this supply? The farming season is over. We have started irrigation, and the seedlings were not supplied. Are you telling us that since the seedling is not an infrastructure that you say, you bring it, because every farming has season? So are you saying that when the budget is funded, that the seedling will come possibly after the farming season? Or are you telling us that the money will be channeled into the next farming season for next year? We have 100 million naira, another 300 million naira for supply of livelihood essentials to Ikwuano, Umuahia. What are these livelihood essentials? Your crematoriums, your cooking, things, anything that can support. You can even buy drugs for your constituents, malaria tablets and all these things for 300 million naira. Who is the contractor responsible for this supply? You have another 300 million naira for the supply of non-livelihood essentials to the people of Ikwuano. Who is responsible for this supply? Who is the contractor? We don't even know. Nobody is giving answers. All these things. Okay, fine, they say it hasn't been funded. When will it be funded? Not just that. The National Assembly in their letter told us that the 2023 budget is what is still running. That means it's funded 2023. Show us the insertions for Ikwuano, Umuahia for 2023. And where are the projects ongoing? Can we go and verify them? Can we go and see them? We cannot be saying Tinubu this, Mr. President this, our governor this, our governor. When the lawmakers have responsibility of supervision of some of these projects, yet they don't tell anybody where they exist. To me, this is what I see as an organized crime. You understand? Because now, very soon, the insertion for 2025 budget will start. Mm-hmm. Are you going to call a town hall meeting to do a need assessment for communities? Or do you have an already prepared budget to just throw in? Let me tell you, In that 2024 budget, it's evident that over 500 million naira was inserted for supply and installation of solar lights across Ikwuano. Tell me, what are we doing with 500 million naira worth of solar lights? And only 100 million naira was inserted for construction of classroom blocks in Ikwuano, Umuahia. 3 local governments, 100 million. If you divide it by 3, every local government will be getting around 33 million for construction of classroom blocks. So is this not a misplaced priority? We have about 450 million naira for rehabilitation and construction of primary health care centers across Ikwuano, Umuahia. This is one of the beautiful thing. In fact, I was very pleased when I saw that. But the truth is, when will this rehabilitation start? We can have at least improve our primary health care centers for our mothers and children to have a very good or accessible health facility. So when will all these things start? And everybody that comes to address me or engage me on this, we call it personal. What is personal about these things I said? Are they going to build it in my house?
Okay, Honorable, you have detailed some of the issues, red flags, and challenges you are seeing and you have. And you are calling for accountability based on what you just informed us now. Now, do you think that there is a foul play somewhere? Or do you think that your honorable member is negligent or lacks the capacity to do the job?
He doesn't lack the capacity to do the job because somebody who ran a full year campaign, won, and jumped all the hurdles of tribunal and came out victorious. In one of his publications in 2023, the narrative was the rise of a community leader. You understand? So a man at his age and experience does not lack the capacity to deliver these things. Do you understand? What I'm seeing is people building the capacity to deceive ignorant constituents. They went to Obakala for a town hall because I pressured him. They brought out the rice that federal government gave us, and it was evident that the rice was now in 10 kg bags. What federal government gave every house member was 100 million naira worth of 25 kg rice. And I still asked, for 25 kg rice, federal government paid for 100 million. How many bags of rice did it amount to? Because it was supplied at a price. And now you are showing us 10 kg. Because for every rice the federal government brought, it was written federal government on food preservative program per boy. The question is, where was this rice rebagged? How come you are the only one sharing 10 kg?
But you know previously too, there were allegations, I don't know if it was from you or from other people, alleging that those rice were sold on the way and then they're not going to come back, but now the rice have appeared.
The rice have appeared, thank God, but how come it was no longer 25 kg? Were we giving in? Let them show us the contract paper to see if it was 10 kg that was written on the contract paper. How come?
I overheard the honorable member saying in a video that the essence why it was reduced to 10 kg was that it should reach much more people.
Oh yeah.
Well, don't you think it makes sense?
And who did he tell Abinisu that he wishes to rebag it? Do you know, listen, this is just like removing a federal government seal on something. Okay, if people start, the reason why any brand, any consumable is branded is for you to know who is responsible if anything goes wrong.
Yes.
Now, the one he rebagged on whose brand is going there. Was it a federal government?
Have you seen the one in the back?
They are coming to my ward on Thursday. I'll see it now.
So you've not seen what name or whose brand is on it?
They've not even made a video of it. Nothing.
You also made an allegation of contamination.
Oh yeah.
Which I saw on your write-up.
Oh yeah.
How did you arrive at that?
Okay.
Ammonia contamination.
Okay, yeah, ammonia. Yes. When the agitation for the rice became so strong, he now invited the ward chairman of Labour Party to show them the arrival of the rice and fertilizers. And if you check that video, in the same frame, the same floor, he moved from this room showing them where the rice was stacked. The video was still moving and he pointed to the next room where the fertilizer was stacked. Fertilizer is a known classified poison by NAFDAC. You cannot keep fertilizer and rice in the same floor because fertilizer has.
But they're not in the same room.
It's not known. No, fertilizer has nitrogen, and nitrogen gives ammonia. If you did chemistry, those who did chemistry will understand the Graham's law of diffusion. The fastest traveling gas is ammonia, and rice is an absorbent. Rice is an absorbent. It cannot, because the one thing you cannot hold is air. You can't hold air because we have three states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. And the fastest traveling matter is the gaseous state of matter. The ammonia we're talking about is a gaseous state.
But even at that, do you think it's proper for you to declare that the rice is contaminated without passing through tests?
Listen, we called there for investigation. The law enforcement agencies should go look at the evidence of this video, swing it into action, taking those rice as exhibit, seal up the premises or the warehouse where this thing is parked as a crime scene, investigate and come up with a public statement that we have investigated. Is satisfactory for human consumption.
But do you think that as a scientist, that it is proper for you to arrive at a conclusion of contamination without being verified or tested?
It's not. I'm seeing ammonia, I'm seeing fertilizer, I'm seeing rice.
And that's enough to arrive at your allegation?
Oh yeah. Because you are even in when you buy some drugs or something, they clearly try to keep out of reach of children. And something that was written keep out of reach of children, you are keeping it where children are. Is it not enough for me to say that you are careless? Are you getting? You are serving the public. Whatever you do is of public opinion. Oh, that was my opinion about it.
Okay, I'm trying to arrive at a particular place. Number one, you have ruled out the issue of lack of capacity of your honorable member. Yeah. That is to say, you think he has a capacity to do the job.
Oh yeah.
Now, the federal government have equally, via the letter of the House of Rep, I believe so, you say you got a letter, but telling you that the funds have not been released. So, what other proof do you need?
Yeah, let me help you. If they have said, the project for Ikwuano have not been funded.
Yes.
That's different. But they said the 2024 budgets have not been funded.
Okay.
Our only question is
in 2023.
Our only question is no. The other House members that are already executing and implementing projects in the same 2024, where are they getting their funds? We only have one country. We have one budget. We only have one National Assembly.
The honorable member, the point remains that the authority to confirmation whether funds have been released or funded or not funded is the National Assembly. And you got a letter from them saying that the 2024 budget has not been funded. Is it possible that the other members may have been funding these things with their personal income? Like, I know of a honorable member who has said at some events that this social thing happening is via his personal funding.
Okay, let me help you and tell you how these things work. And that is why you don't represent the constituency where you are not from. And they say charity begins at home.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you not supposed to applaud that honorable member that said, I have started doing these things with my personal initiative to deliver the dividend? Listen, as a contractor, all you just want, mind you that these things go through contractors, money is not paid to them. As a contractor that threw in this pro project and bidded for this pro project, and you are now heard that the project has been approved, remember the market variation. Do you understand? And all they have to do is, okay, let's get to site, or let's go and start buying these materials. A project I bidded for 100 million, 80 million might help me execute this job. I might have make profit of 10 or 20 million. And if you keep waiting, 95 million might not even do the job. You know the country we are in, and inflation and all that. So if these other honorable members have considered the variation and encouraged their contractors with their supervising, oh boy, your project has been approved, your money will be paid, get to work. Pushing them to go get to work to do it. Have they not served the purpose why they were elected?
That would maybe still fall onto the issue of competence.
Thank you.
Because if you have a honorable member or empathy, if you have a honorable member who feels that he can only work based on the funds released, who feels that he doesn't want to go extra mile in achieving this, it could still boil down to competence that I earlier asked you. Do you think, considering the letter which have been made available to you by the National Assembly, telling you that these funds have not been released for 2024 budget, do you still think that your honorable member is competent enough to do this job?
Well, just like I told you, judging from where he has come from, and judging for, you can't say somebody who won an election is not competent because he won on majority votes. But for now, the only competence I'm seeing is competence of deceit. Are you getting what I'm saying? That's the competence I'm seeing.
You are still bringing this issue of deceit. Tell us where you see deceit in all this.
Okay, where do I see deceit in all this? How can you include the supply of seedlings in a national budget for the people of Ikwuano and Umuahia, and nobody knew about it, including you and I sitting here? If not that I'm telling you, you don't know.
Yes, correct, I don't know.
Are you getting what I'm saying? If not that I told my people, or I told the people of Ikwuano and Umuahia, they don't know. Now the farming season is over, and you are saying the budget has not been funded. Now, if when finally funded, but definitely it will be funded.
What happens?
What will happen to it? Now, what happens to the 2023 budget that has been completely funded, as said by the National Assembly? Where are the projects? You have refused to make a comment on it. What is the rationale of awarding, including over 500 million for supply of solar lights? You and I know that 75% of all our streets are solar powered. The governor have done marvelously well in that terms. So why then are you reaping some $500 billion?
But you know that this honorable member, your honorable member, is representing the people of Ikwuano, Umuahia for that constituency, which is 3 local governments. And you know that these local governments have interior areas. Most of these areas have not been covered by the solar street lights. Do you still think that it's not important?
I'll help you with a small maths. We have 32 wards in Ikwuano and Umuahia. 500 million divided by 32. Every ward will get at least 12 or 13 million naira. So with 12 or 13 million naira worth of solar light in my ward, almost every compound is no longer on the street. Every compound will have one. These are the things we're talking about.
I don't think you're very correct.
Who did you discuss this with as needs assessment?
No, I don't think. I don't think you're very correct on that.
How?
Because a solar street light now cumulatively is worth between 300 to 350,000.
Do you know the wattage they included?
If you divide it by 12 million,
do you know the wattage?
You are getting less than about 10 or 11.
It's not 10 or 11 now.
Or 20 thereabouts.
No, now you are talking of, if you say it's 300,000.
Yes.
10 street lights will give you 3 million.
Okay.
Do you understand? Another 20 will give you 6 million.
Okay.
Another 30 will give you 9 million.
9 million.
Another 40 will give you 12 million.
Uh-huh.
So, and I will tell you that it's not, do you know the wattage that was increased? Go and check the cost of 100 watts.
Okay, let
me give you another information. Thank God for the town hall meeting he was going for. And you saw the women celebrating that he came. And I came up, I asked them, I've seen the video. And I said, Honorable, I think there's something you forgot to tell them in the town hall meeting. You've told them about your agitation for Nnamdi Kanu. You've told them about your scholarship programs you are doing and all that. One thing things you failed to tell them was one, you didn't tell the people of Ikwuano that you have an approval from construction of Obi Aguocha phase 2 for 100 million naira. But it will start soon. You didn't tell them that I have 100 million naira for supply of cement, but we didn't supply it due to money didn't come. But when the money comes, we'll know how we'll do. The contractor will come, see what we'll do. You didn't tell them. You didn't tell them that you have 100 million naira for supply of livelihood essentials to Ikwuano, but the body have not come, it will come. You didn't tell them you have 100 million naira approval for supply of non-livelihood essentials for Ikwuano, but the thing will come. You didn't tell them that you have 150 million naira approval for reconstruction and remodeling of the primary health care centers in Ikwuano. Ikwuano, when this thing is done, we'll have need to celebrate the representation I'm giving you people. And you are telling them you are bringing right that the federal government gave you to give them. That is why I tell you the representation of deceit.
Have you been in any of these town hall meetings?
It's not my word now.
So how did you know that he didn't say all these things?
They are sharing video clips of their activities. He told them that he gave 280 people scholarship, which Ikwuano Ubakala was benefited. But is it not the best time to tell you Munachi Okorie Onye Ubakala is a beneficiary? So person is a beneficiary. For them to know, you are telling them you did.
Okay, Honorable Member, I think that again, just like you said, it's important also to put in cognizance leadership styles of different people.
Oh yeah.
Probably he has a different style in that angle. But that does not rule out the fact that demanding for accountability is very important. We can't have a democracy that will progress if there are no people seeking for accountability from people who are in authority. So based on that, I fully support what you are saying, seeking for accountability. Now, is there anything that Honorable Obi Aguocha have done that you give him thumbs up? Is there anything you have done that you give him thumbs up?
I'm thinking. You understand? Because if at all the singular thing would have done, or he could have done that I'll give him a thumbs up, if you have already told us, the 2023 budget, I didn't insert them. It was Honorable Star on Igbo. But look at the things I saw for Ikwuano Umuahia. You people can go and verify. It's transparency. But till today, he has not told us. I can't even find the budget. I'm in searching. God's grace, I'll get it.
So there's nothing you can point to and say, this your honorable member have done well in this.
One thing I would have still applauded, the road they started repairing in my place, Umuahia, one fellow part. He said he's doing it in collaboration with my brother, Umuahia. That is not even up to 10 meters. My brother, for the past a month, is getting to 2 months. It has been abandoned. A repair that is not up to 10 meters. I'm thinking of what to applaud him for. I'm thinking.
Okay, if there is nothing you see you can applaud him for, are there advices you can give him? Because I want to believe, except you have other ulterior motive,
Yeah.
I want to believe that the essence of the agitation is for him to do well.
Oh, yeah.
Is there advice you think you can give to your honorable member
Look.
on how he can make sure he succeeds as a honorable member?
Look, he's my senior brother. He's my dear friend. In fact, he pays school fees of pupils in my school. Maybe after this whole thing, he now stopped for some time. Maybe when the dust settle, he will start again, but that's by the way. Listen, in his son or seeds, more people will take pride in it. The last man more people still takes pride in is Dr. Umuahia. Even in his blessed memories, we still take pride in his giant strides. If my brother Honorable Obi Aguocha succeeds, more people will keep taking pride in it. But he surrounded himself with some street urchins that does not understand the tenacity of the office the honorable member is occupying. I've told them in our platforms, in our normal platforms, look, I'm open for discussion. We're not negotiating. I'm open for conversation. Honorable, you didn't get this right. Do it this way. Trust me, what all these funds we're talking about are taxpayers' money. It's public fund. No matter how you see it, the people, your stewardship is to the people. So let's see how we can do this. We might not have gotten this right. You still have 3 more years to go or less. And possibly we can have another 4 years to go. You're already there. All I can do is pray for you. But when you don't listen, these agitations didn't start or didn't start going viral. It started as mere questions. As mere questions. But there is this one. I saw this one. But they could call names, they could shut you up, they could social bully you, call you names, threaten to do this and that. But now it has gotten to this point that we're even having interviews about it. They are now calling, you are trying to pull your brother down, you are trying to do this, you are trying to do that. And I've started the process for Honorable Sam Oniwu to come and tell us what you did with our funds for 8 years. He must answer. Are you getting what I'm saying? He must answer. And when we are done with him, we'll go to the people before him.
Okay. There is a political phase to this discussion also. There are 2 political phases which I want you to look into. Number 1 is that there is a political view that the honorable member is not in good terms with the mayor representing Umuahia South, Umuahia North local government area, and that you are in close associate to the Umuahia North local government area chairman, who obviously there are rumors that he wants to contest for the elected position of that particular council, and that because they are not, he is not in support of him, that is why you are fighting against him. Can you give us insight in that political arena?
You know, most times we in politics, when there is a political division, it's just a practical way of, I challenge you, take one post. You stay here, I stay here. Just like Nikki and Fubara. Are you getting me? Just like Oshomole and Obaseki. Are you getting me? These people we are calling that are enemies, we are not in talking terms. We are in the same church on Sunday and sat together. Have you seen where Obi Aguocha have come to say Victor is not my friend? They are more brothers than me. They are from the same world. Have you seen where Victor have come to say, I hate Obi Aguocha? He's not this. All those things are rumors. These same people still eat and die in the same place. These same people have not even engaged themselves on social media. You understand? For you to accept that they are not in talking terms. Go and check where they were on Sunday. Sunday was just 2 days ago. Check where they were on Sunday. Check if they greeted each other or not. Check if they hugged each other or not. Are you getting me? Those are sexual.
But you know politicians, even if Wike meets Fubara today in the church, they might end up shaking themselves. It doesn't mean they are friends.
At least, even if they shake, at least you have heard Wike's banter against Fubara. And you have heard Fubara's banter. Have you heard Obi Aguocha's banter against Victor?
We have so many silent political enemies
and
in different camps, but have a position they are pushing.
You can now see that what you are, your information is just on rumor. And that is why I'm telling you, I don't have any form of.
Or would it also be that you are pushing this thing so that the former Speaker of the House of Assembly, Honorable Chinedu Moji, would have a better chance of clinching that position come 2027? Is this something also that could be there?
You are only preempting for Honorable Obi Aguocha to keep a deaf ear to all my agitation and do badly and woefully, so that 2027 people will capitalize on that. He has opportunities to change. It was through my agitation he started doing a town hall meeting. At least, who tell me a politician that goes on a thank you visit by this time of the year? Tell me. He has been in office for 15 months. But it was my agitation that brought him closer to the people. So who wants him to succeed?
Okay, we are still on our show. We are rounding up our show this hour. My name is Emin Kiribo, and we are still with Honorable Uluocha Chimex. And on a final note on this interaction, I asked you earlier on what is your advice for the Honorable Member, but you obviously did not come up with some advice. This time around, I want to ask again, what would you tell the Honorable Member for him to succeed?
Okay, first, my brother Honorable Obi Aguocha, my senior brother, the Honorable Member for Ikwuano Umuahia. First, he should appoint good aides with very quality backgrounds, because you are as good as the people around you. Do you understand? That's the first point to his good reign in his political elected office. Because the last time I went to his rising office, everywhere was on cobwebs. I have to even do a video. Thank God that place is open now, and there are efforts to paint and rehabilitate that place to be befitting. But he has people around him who could not even tell him, when he's sick, we need to do this. I don't even get what I'm saying. So the first thing for him is appoint good aides. I don't know where they're coming from. I don't say appoint me because my plate is even full. You understand? But appoint people who can be able to sit with you and think of the way forward for the people of Ikwuano.
We want to thank you very much. You have heard from Honorable Uluocha Chimex. You have heard his agitation. It's up to you to make up your mind. All you need to do is to drop your comments, your feedbacks, so that if there are any updates you want us to get him back to interact on, we can get him back. You can follow us on all our social media, on Facebook, All Facts Newspaper, on YouTube, AM Television, on Twitter, All Facts Newspaper, same on Instagram. My name is Emenike Ribu, the anchor of this show. God bless you.